everyone, it's Maya, and today we are doing a full face of Flower Beauty. Flower Beauty is a brand made by Drew Barrymore, similar to how Rare Beauty is Selena Gomez's makeup brand, Fenty Beauty is Rihanna's, and so on. And none of these products are like new on the market. I just was always interested in this brand and I figured I would buy a full face of it. And spoiler alert, I kind of am obsessed with a few of the products now. There's a few of them that I have some things to say, but for the most part, I like most of the stuff that I tried. So if you're interested in seeing a full face on Flower Beauty, then just keep on watching. Okay, to start, I do not have any primers or eyeshadow primer or anything like that by Flower Beauty. They probably had it on their website, but I didn't see it or I didn't care to purchase it. So now I'm going in with the Rare Beauty primer. Okay, now for the Flower Beauty foundation. I have the Light Illusion foundation and I have mine in the shade Porcelain 1. Just reading off the bottle, it's a luminous makeup nude skin feel. True. It is an all-day wear. It has an SPF of 18. Amazing. I wish I could wear this to Six Flags tomorrow. I'm going to Fright Fest. I probably won't, because let me just get it on my face. It's like medium to full coverage. It looks really nice on the skin. However, I'm a little biased because I'll let you guys know in a second. I'm gonna do my whole face with a sponge just because I've been into sponges lately. I don't really want to do a brush because this foundation is pretty thick. It's not like skin tint. It's not like, you know, a tinted moisturizer. It's literally a foundation. And if it's a foundation formula, I typically like to skip a brush and just go in with a sponge because it is heavy. Just like it's just heavier than what I'm used to. Now, what I was going to say about this foundation is I'm pissed at the shade. So when I was on the Flower Beauty website, I was going between this foundation and then their, what is it called, the serum foundation. And of course the serum foundation is sold out in like every single light shade except for the lightest shades, I think. Or it was like a super medium shade that was getting way too dark for me. So I'm like, I need a foundation, and I really wanted the serum one because it's way more up my alley and what I like to wear, but they just didn't have my shade. So I opted for the Light Illusion foundation. My favorite YouTubers, they reviewed this when it came out years ago and they love it, so I figured, well, then I'm gonna love it too, so I might as well just pick it up. And I accidentally added 2 shades to my cart, 1 and 3. 3 was my shade. I don't know how 1 ended up in my cart, but I was going to go for the shade Nude 3. Anyways, I ended up purchasing the wrong shade, and not even 5 minutes. It was like a whole minute after I placed my order. I was reviewing it and I'm like, wait a second. And I was looking at my items in the cart and I noticed that I purchased this shade. To you guys, it actually looks like a perfect shade match. In the mirror, it looks like a perfect shade match. However, it's where I'm in the sun outside is where it's the issue. It's just the wrong undertone. It just makes my face look a little bit lighter than my neck. So that's where I was a little upset. However, this foundation is super pretty on the skin. It has a nice skin finish to it. It's glowy, but not too glowy, and it's not really matte, but it's like matte in the right places, if that makes sense. Coverage wise, it covered up my redness and my blemishes to the extent that I like them to be covered. So next we're gonna go into concealer, and I love this concealer. I'm just gonna say that now. This is the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer, and I have mine in the shade 2.5 Vanilla. I wouldn't say the concealer is like full coverage. I mean, it is pretty good coverage, but it's not gonna look cakey or, you know, thick under your eyes. The wand is super nice and unique in my opinion. But yeah, I've been loving this concealer lately. I love the color of it. I just haven't really been into super light concealers that lighten my skin up, but I've been loving this concealer. I really didn't need to go in with that concealer everywhere. I could have just used it under my eyes because the foundation already has a good coverage to it. Yeah, if you're somebody who watches my channel, you know that I like dewy, glowy, light coverage makeup, so this to me is the most full coverage I will go. Next, we're going to go into a product that I was disappointed in the shade with because I guess I put the wrong shade in my cart, or it changed when I checked out. I don't know, I thought I had a different shade in here, but I have the blush balm and it's in the shade Cheeky. So Cheeky is of this rosy pink kind of shade, and I was like, I don't need another rosy pink blush. I have so many pink blushes. I thought I put this really, really pretty tangerine orange color in my cart, but I guess not. I guess I chose Cheeky. I'm pleasantly surprised that the color is not the color on the tube. Let me show you. So actually the color is more of a deeper pink, berry, purpley color. It is really, really pretty for the fall time. I expected it to be super rosy, but actually it is just stunning. I love it a lot. It's super unique to my collection. I don't have any blushes in a shade like this, so I was really, really happy. So I'm just going to apply that with my e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. And yeah, as you can see, it is pretty sheer but buildable. I love when liquid blushes come out more sheer at first. I don't know, it gives you that subtle pinkiness. Like it is, I guess, like a rosy pink with a little bit of plum to it. And I applied way too much. I squeezed way too much out. I didn't realize. But this blush reminds me a lot of the Morphe liquid blushes because those blushes are super sheer but and dewy, and it has almost the same formula. I just did a whole video like last week or a few days ago at this point on my favorite fall blushes, and if I had this blush when I filmed that, this would be in there. I'm gonna apply the rest of it. I look crazy. I know. I know. I'm gonna take the rest on my lips to see. Ooh, it's a cute lip color. Just gonna push it into my skin, and also I still have to powder my skin too, so it's gonna go down. But I rather apply too much than too little because usually after I go over it with my sponge and my powder, it does lose its color, and I always want to apply more. So now I'm going to use the Undone Beauty Under Over Powder. Flower Beauty did have a powder on their website. I just didn't know if it was good or not, so I didn't pick it up in the case that it sucked. But one thing that I did pick up from them is this retractable brush. So what it is, it comes like this, and this is it extended. And basically like, you know, a blush brush, powder brush, and then you could retract it to be whatever kind of brush you want. You can make it super, super dense, so you can apply your cream contour with it, or you can keep it right here to blend out that cream contour, or you can take it all the way down and you can use powder blush with it. How I like to use this is as a powder brush. I've actually been really enjoying it to powder my face with it. So I take the smallest setting and I swirl my brush around in it, and I use that to powder under my eyes, just to like stamp the powder underneath it, and then I retract the whole thing down and I get the rest of my face with it. And I really enjoy this brush for powdering. Still with blush, I picked up one of their Flower Pots powder blush, and this is in the shade Spiced Petal. What this is also kind of like a rosy pink kind of shade, just like an everyday kind of blush shade. It's really pretty. I don't have as many neutral blush shades, so I figured why not pick one up. So I'm going to use the same brush and just swirl it, and then just stamp it on my cheeks because, as you see, that purple blush faded away after I went over it with the sponge and my powder. But yeah, that blushed me up pretty nicely. I'm gonna apply a little bit more in the bronzing area of my face and a little bit, on my forehead. If you guys don't bronze with your blush sometimes, you're missing out because it actually works pretty well. Moving on to eyeshadow. I think this is one of their newest things on their website. I don't know, it was advertised as soon as I went on that website. But what this is the Forbidden Fruit eyeshadow palette. And I think this is so cute. I feel like it could be a little bit cuter. However, my one complaint with this, well, two complaints actually, is that it comes with this plastic tab. I feel like they could have made it look cuter instead of just being plastic because it makes me want to rip it off. Also, I'm annoyed that it doesn't have a mirror. It just says let's play. I know I'm going to play whenever I open my eyeshadow palette, but I wanted a mirror, so now I have to pull out another palette so I could do my eyeshadow if I want to look up close. But this is a palette. It is super pretty, super up my alley. At first, when I looked at this palette, I was like, well, how is it going to be, how am I going to wear this in the fall time? I kind of forgot about these shades right here. They kind of spooked me out at first because I thought that they were going to be way too dark, but they're actually really pretty. They're really wearable. I'm going to start and I'm going to pull the shade Guava, which is this apricot kind of shade, and put that kind of all over my eye just as my transition color. As you can see, it has pigment, blends nicely. You don't really have to sit here and build it up for hours like other eyeshadow palettes that were more expensive than this one. I was super obsessed with peachy looks in the summertime, so I know I'm going to be obsessed with this palette when we get back to summer again. So next I'm going to go into Papaya, which is basically that shade but with a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'm using the same brush, and I'm just going to deepen up the crease with that just to make it a little bit more vibrant, also to add some shimmer in there. On a more flat blending brush, I'm going to start by taking Dragon Fruit, which is this plum shade at the end, and just going to apply that in the actual crease of my eye just to start getting this purple look going. And as you can see, it just blends very nicely. It goes on very subtly. It's not like a pop of pigment where it's like impossible to work with. But yeah, I'm just taking it in like a V sort of at the end of my eye. That's usually what I like to do with deeper shades. I just like to stamp them in there. Now I'm going to take Guava again, which was that first shade we laid down, and I'm just going to clean up these edges a little bit, soften them. I wish we had a slightly lighter shade in this palette just so I could really, clean the edge up and lighten it if I went too deep. But, you can always just go back into another palette if you really need to, because there isn't really any light shades in here that are mattes. That's the only downfall to this palette, is there's not any matte light shades, but I still like it. And now I'm just going to take Blackberry, which is this deeper plum, and I'm going to take a little bit of that and just add that at the very outer corner. Keep this the deepest. I'm not really placing it anywhere in particular, I'm just swirling it at the very outer corner, and it just creates a little bit more depth. If you are like me and you can't really create eyeshadow looks, doing this makes it look as if you know how to do eyeshadow. But now for the lid, I'm going to take Citrus, which is this cute little shimmery shade, and I'm going to take that on a flat brush and put that on my lid. I'm going to put another shade on top of this, but I want this to be the base. For the eyes, I'm actually going to be using the highlighter, This is the Stellar Prismatic Highlighter, and it's in the shade Luna. And the reason why I'm not wearing this on my cheeks today is because, well, just look at it. Now, this is what it looked like on the website. Granted, I should have known, but I didn't realize that it was just big chunky glitter flakes. There's a little bit of a base to it, but it's mostly just really chunky glitter. Not really a highlighting shade. It's more so just if you want glitter on your cheeks, do this, but it's not going to highlight your cheeks and make them, glow naturally. So I'm just putting it on my finger and putting that on my eyes. And yeah, it's just super, super intense. I did put it on my cheeks the first time I wore it, and it was just way too much. I could not deal with it. I was just like, I can't. But that's on the eyes. I will swatch it for you guys on my hand. See how intense that is? You could put it on the back of your hand and I guess swirl your finger around maybe to dilute it. I'm gonna try that. And it's a little glittery. It's not as chunky as it was the first time I put it on. I guess I'll just wear it like that from now on. Yeah, that's pretty. I would wear that. So this is why we try things out instead of judging right away. And it does make my cheeks glow just a little bit more. I think it would look really, really pretty on medium and deep skin tones more than my light skin because, gold looks better on deeper skin tones, but that's actually a lot prettier than how I wore it originally. Originally, this highlight was just Chunk City. Maybe it was the first time I used it and I didn't. Maybe it was at the film layer on top and now it's just a lot more pretty, but I would suggest, yeah, putting on the back of your hand, rubbing it out with your finger, and then applying it to your cheeks that way. So this is the Flower Beauty Forever Wear Winged Liner in the shade Brown. Forever Wear, you say? Then why does it smear? So on your actual lid, just as not winged liner, on your lid, it doesn't really budge, it stays there. However, wearing it as winged liner, the wing does not stay like other eyeliners that I own. It doesn't do that. If my eyes water, which they do get watery pretty often, or if I'm laughing, or if I just happen to wipe my eye really quick, the eyeliner smears, and I'm like, I might as well just take the wing all the way off, and I might as well just not wear wings. And yeah, so yesterday I wore this on my lid, and then I used eyeshadow as my wing, and it looks fine. I'm going to use this today, but an alternative that I have is the Girl Lactic Precise Eyeliner Marker in the shade Brown. Now this does not budge. You put it on your eyes, it is stuck there for 2 days. It won't budge. If you want a wing that can withstand your crying, I cry in this and it does not budge. This I haven't cried in yet, but I did tear up and it kind of budged. So for the sake of the video, I will apply it for you guys. So it's not a bad eyeliner. It's just, why would they call it Forever Wear Winged Liner? It doesn't stay all day. That's the deal breaker for me. If my winged liner comes off, I don't want it. I'll give it another chance today. If I notice it starting to fade, I will let you guys know in the description. But next we have the Warrior Princess Mascara. This is what that looks like. I love this mascara. So it lengthens your lashes, it gives them volume, it gives them curl. It's very, very pretty, very lightweight on the lashes too. It makes them look super fluttery, but it's not heavy at all. It's not going to make your lashes feel thick and crusty. It's going to make them feel light and feathery, like there's nothing on there. At the end of the day, this mascara is really easy to take off which I appreciate. The wand is super lightweight. You know, it's thin, but the wand itself is a pretty cute shape. So if you were looking to get a new mascara, I recommend. Yeah, I love the formula a lot. Super easy to work with, and it creates nice, fluttery, natural, but big looking lashes. Clean that up. Okay, and the last product I have is the powder lip in the shade Flirt. When I first got this, I thought that it was crusty because you see all that, but it actually is powder. It's a really weird combination. Like, it's a really weird formula. It's like it looks dry and crusty, and it goes on super powdery when that's the name of it though. So let me show you. It just goes on like a matte, like, it's super soft and pillowy. I don't understand how it works though. Like, but it is super drying. I'm not someone who really wears lip colors. I mean, it's a very gorgeous color. It's super, super pretty for the fall time. Yeah, it's a super pretty color and super fall. However, the formula is a little, not uncomfortable, but a little bit like interesting. It is matte, it's dry, not sticky, but when your lips touch each other, it's like, oh my god, it's so dry. I'm used to wearing glosses and I'm used to licking my lips a lot, so I'm not really sure the wear of this lip. Last time I wore it, I put a lip gloss on top, but I'll just leave it for today. You know, makes your lips look super, you know, cute and all of that. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed everything that I tried out today. I like how the highlight looks now that I got it to work a little bit better. I don't know what happened the first time, but it looks a lot better today. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this full face of Flower Beauty. I didn't expect to love it so much, but I do. Yeah, so the foundation shade is looking a lot better now that my full face is complete. I would opt for a slightly darker shade, like shade 3, but this works for now, especially we're going into fall and winter. I'm going to lose any bit of color that I have remaining from the summer anyway. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like it and comment what your favorite product was from the video or whatever. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm so close to 200, we're almost there. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.